It can't be that bad, oh, 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 it can't be that bad. You got the personality to do it. I don't know. Like, you're telling me this is your first podcast ever? So surprised.
Really?
So surprised.
Oh, man. I mean, I just feel like it's I don't know. I be in my head a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of live there more than I need to.
But do you think being in your head, that helps your product? Because I got to say, like, your shit's really good. Like, you're a very good photographer. You're also a videographer. You color grade really well.
Oh man, that's something that I pride myself on.
Dude,
actually.
from like the minimal stuff that I know technically from having done this for the years that I've done this, like man, from lighting to color grading to just like everything, like you got it going on, man. So shout out to you and congratulations on your success, dude.
Yeah, man, I appreciate that. And are you talking about color grading in terms of video, or are you talking about like just the whole nine?
The whole nine, man.
Oh man.
Why is it hard for you to receive these compliments? Do you like beat yourself up when you put something out, or you just like, nah, I fuck with my shit?
I am at a place now where I fuck with it, where I kind of don't care what anyone else is saying because I know that it's fire.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. I know that I like. You have to study the field a little bit, But after a while, I realized, why am I even doing that?
Yeah,
I should just be content with the shit that I want to make.
Did you grow up a people pleaser? Like and would you say if yes, would you say that you still are in this thing that you do?
I'm Filipino.
Okay, we're just pleasing people left and right.
Yeah, that's kind of what it is, yeah.
And there's a certain amount of people pleasing that I think makes us successful at what we do.
I think it's because we've already judged it so many times that it makes you better in the most toxic way.
Yeah, I'm like, I know that I like it, and then I keep putting myself in other people's shoes to see if they would like whatever I'm doing, whether it's singing, whether it's this podcast. But I think that you're right. We see it we go through our product so many times that it ends up being kind of dope.
Yeah, and also another thing too is like putting up a ton of shots, because I got this because I studied people and I studied what do I like, what do I like in terms of color. Because you see images and you're like, why do I like this? Same thing with music. Why do I like this song and not this one? So I be looking into those sorts of things too, and a lot of things too is, do you create the content that you consume?
Yeah.
So if you consume great content and consume stuff like that as a creative, that's your standard.
Yeah.
Right? Because what you see is what you're going to do. If you're trying to go to this level, you might not make quite that, but now you're below.
Yeah.
Right? But then if you're consuming the best, then you're constantly aiming for that, it doesn't matter anymore. Now it's like you're ahead of the game.
Yeah. When I had Jay, shout out Jay De La Cruz, when I had her on the podcast, she was saying this like beautiful thing about like, she doesn't always need to be making music to feel productive, or she doesn't always need to be doing something like that to feel productive, because her simply listening to music is her building her craft. Because once again, what we consume will influence what we create.
For sure. I consume a lot of content, but I also create almost just as much. Like I edited 79,000 pictures last year.
That's a large number, my friend. And just looking at your page, and like I was like, swiping for a bit, and I was just like, man, like let me look at this date of this. Like 3 swipes down. This was just in December. Like, there's so much content that you put out.
Yeah.
And, much like, very similar to like how La Russell has 30 plus albums out now. The quantity does not disrupt the quality, my friend.
Man, and that, what's crazy is like I got on a roll of not posting, and then I sent in, this was probably just before that like onslaught of just like, it was like 13 days of straight 3 times a day, right? just before that, I sent a pack of photos to Russell, and this is like after one of the visualizer days that we be doing. He got mad. He was like, he got the pack. He was like, "These is so fire. Why aren't you fucking posting these?" he got on me and Gigs. He was like, "Bro, what the fuck are you doing,
dude?
Like,
yes,
bro. You guys are the only ones that get to see what we do and document my life up close with photos, and you're not doing nothing with it. That's crazy."
And why were you withholding it? Was it the self-doubt? Was it the people pleasing that was hindering you?
No, I was just like, bro, I don't. At first, I was like, it's just so much,
dude. It does take a lot of time to post.
It does, but the thing is like I have to now set aside time to do that. Where it's like, once we shoot something, I'm used to just sending the pack and letting it, and just if they don't post it, I'm just gonna let it go. But then he was just like, nah, fuck that. If you love it, you put that shit out. I don't care. You could post anything.
Wow.
As long as you fuck with it.
And it gives you that freedom. And now, like we were talking before, you're the captain. That gives you that. You said that a lot of your early journey was a lot of you being like, oh man, I hope they like it. Oh, I hope they like it. But now, Russell saying that to you is that it doesn't matter, because he trusts your vision. He trusts your quality, that once you like it, and that's the only barrier you have to get through. Yeah. Put that out for the world to see.
Yeah. And I you know what's crazy? I didn't think I was actually that great at photos and video and just making content in general until maybe like last year.
Oh, wow. What a late realization.
I mean, I wouldn't say it was a realization. It was more so like an acceptance. Because like, you know how you get to being humble, but then you could be a little too humble.
Yeah.
To the point where you just don't say nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was on that. I was on that.
It's crazy, like how because we've all seen a lot of like artists where they're really towing the line with confidence and cockiness, that people like you and I, who are people pleasers and don't want to step on any toes, we're just kind of like, all right, we're going to stick on the safe side of humility. And sometimes it's just way too humble.
Yeah. And then I think now and also another thing, just like basically we're almost getting forced into like a, just fly a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, because in Russell's words, a rising tide lifts all boats.
Yeah.
Right? And because he's going up, it's almost like we have the perfect opportunity to also go up at the same time.
Yeah.
And we're not exploiting, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I'm with this dude, this and that. It's like more like, no. I'm a part of this. I'm docking my journey as it pertains to this.
Yeah.
Right? And then that is reflected in our work, what we do when we're there. That's why he got us all Osmos, is because like we're at a prime moment right now.
Yeah.
Where our journey is just like, there's a demand for it.
There is.
Because T just started her YouTube channel in like December, and she's already at like 300, 400 subscribers. She's probably at like, by the time this comes out, she'll probably be at like 1,000.
Yeah, I believe that. And also, like, I've only met Tieta once, and what a kind, driven, nurturing. Like, I've only got to talk with her for like a little bit, and I feel like I trust her so. Like, of course, her YouTube is gonna pop off because she's such a good, driven human.
Man, I love T. And, you know, the reason why is because she made the format that Russell uses to post. She made that.
Look at that. That's genius.
Like, what do you call it? She went through, I forget, she told this story one time where she sat with Russ for like 3 straight days or something like that and figured out, captioned all of, like, made SRT files for all of his songs and stuff, and then captioned all the archival footage and stuff so that the things can get posted. She made the thumbnail template in like Photoshop or whatever. She chose the fonts, and that there has to be a cover for it. She did it. She chose all that. She did all of that.
Wow. And now look what it's turned into. Like it's created the efficiency.
Yeah, and then she's the one that also schedules the posts.
And that's a lot of posts that he has on.
The thing is like too, there's more that was supposed to have gotten posted, but because we create at such a fast pace, if we scheduled everything out like we did, and this was back in like the beginning of 2023, we could have made no new content. And we would be straight till December of 2024.
Shit.
And so like, but by that time, whatever we would put out would be stale. Wow. It would be, things have been grown exponentially. So they cut hella shit and said whatever, it's already been done, but whatever, it doesn't matter anymore because we have all this new stuff.
Dude, to have so much content that you have to cut the content because like. I'm fucking like, all right, I gotta go or I gotta record the podcast. I have to edit. I have to make hella clips, blah, blah, blah. So I'm trying to keep up, And here I am hearing about like we gotta cut it because it's gonna be stale. That's nuts to me.
Yeah, because everything is content. Everything is recorded.
Yeah.
The last like 8 years of LaRussell's life is very well documented.
Yeah. And that's what you better do with that Osmo right there. And that's why I like doing this podcast. And I think what we're doing is immortalizing moments, man. And immortalize your own moments, dude. Like, now's your time to shine. You've been behind the camera for long enough.
Yeah.
It's time for you to be in front of it, man. So shout out to you because someone needs to tell your story. You're telling other people's stories over and over, and it's a beautiful thing.
Man, right? And I think this is like the year where that's actually starting to happen. Because I just did a lighting breakdown for the JC Youth merch.
I saw that
thing. That was rough. I had never that was rough because I'm not used to that. You know what I'm saying? I don't have my confident speaking voice. This is like, what's up, y'all? This is what we're doing. This is what we did. This is how I did it. It was more like oh shit, the camera's on me. I gotta say something.
Yeah, that's rough. I still like. It's easy for me to talk on this podcast and on other podcasts, but I'm never the type to have like my camera on selfie mode and be like, yo, what's up? It's Christian. Be sure to tap in, subscribe to my YouTube channel, blah. That's always super weird for me. But, I wouldn't be able to tell. I wouldn't be able to tell that you're kind of like green to being in front of the camera.
It's interesting.
And while we have you here in front of the camera, like being on like a podcast for the first time,
right,
dude, let's talk about you and your journey. Like, what were you like? What were you like as a kid, man?
I was quiet but chaotic.
What does that mean? Give me some examples.
I was a good kid, but I was catting off in between being good and, you know what I'm saying, doing all this stuff. Like I was, I got good grades because that's just what was expected of me.
Yeah.
I've always been kind of a creative kid. Because I remember I was drawing like Naruto and Sasuke in like the Final Valley when I was in like 4th grade or something. And then I remember my dad being like, whoa, what? You drew that right there? Mm-hmm. And it was actually, I don't know if I still have the picture, but it was actually pretty fucking good.
To be like as a 4th grader.
Yeah, as a 4th grader. And I just remember like I was drawing a bunch of stuff just like that. Mm-hmm. And I carried that pretty much all the way through high school and stuff. I remember being in 5th grade saying I want to be a graphic designer or something. Yeah.
And I like how that like has bled into what you do now. I mean, like you have an eye for things. I mean, that makes sense. I mean, like, and how do you think like what aspects of your creativity as a child have you taken now into being a creative adult?
See, I don't know. I really don't know, actually. I feel like I'm still the same. I feel like I never, I feel like I never did stomp on the kid or whatever, or like, when I create now, it feels like when I was drawing when I was a kid.
Wow.
It just feels like a natural thing to do. Yeah. It doesn't feel like if I'm not feeling, I just won't do it. But when I am, it feels the same.
What do you think it is about you as whether it's photography or videography? What do you think it is about you that separates you from everyone else?
That I don't do what everyone else does.
What are the specific examples? What do you think? You're just like, this is the thing that only YEISEON can do.
Man,
because you have a particular style that I see in the people that you shoot,
always
but I don't know how to
hearing
articulate it.
I was like, I love hearing that because I don't know. Because it's like, I think in terms of what my style is. One thing, shout out to Ben Realverse World. He's Beyonce's like photo and video guy.
Mm-hmm.
He said this thing in a podcast it's not up anymore, I don't think. It was called Black with No Cream, and he said take the performer out of the element of performance if it's like a show.
Mm-hmm.
So almost shoot the show like it's a portrait.
Interesting.
And that always stuck with me because I just like really like images that feel cinematic, as bland and disgusting as that word is.
Mm-hmm.
I've always really liked images where you felt something.
I love that. My follow-up question was going to be like, in terms of the work that you do, like, do you operate more technically or emotionally?
Both.
Both. A balance of both.
Yeah. Because technically I know it, right? I know the exposure triangle. I know exactly what I need to see. I know exactly which aperture I need to kind of be at. Mm-hmm. And like, I know what my range of, like, I know my camera. Yeah. I know its limitations. And so I know what I want to see when I see it. Mm-hmm. So as long as it's in that, I know I'm good to go, and I can just worry about what I'm seeing. And I'm not thinking, I need to change the setting and this and that, whatever. So once that's taken care of and I get kind of where I need to be, now I'm just looking. Mm-hmm. What looks good? It's like you know it when you see it. Yeah. You know, you ever see
it's a feeling.
You know what I'm saying? Like I like there's like a jolt that hits me in my inside my body where I know this is the time.
It's a brain blast. It's a Jimmy Neutron
brain blast. It's like, it's crazy. It's like it happens all the time.
Wow.
So like I know I got some shit when I feel that.
It must be tough, dude. Like I'm not I have a lot of friends that like, shout out to one of my homies, Christopher Perry, who is an incredible videographer and photographer as well. And I was telling him that I was having you on. I was just like, yo, like, what are some things I could ask this dude YEISEON? And he hit me with some things. But anyway, I can't ever fathom doing what y'all do, because not only are you guys capturing that moment and then editing it and post it, but you guys are also the ones. You're talking to the artist, you're talking to the subject, you're making them feel comfortable.
Yeah, so that part.
How do you practice that, and how has that been for you with this creative journey?
I actually never practiced making people comfortable. People naturally just kind of are. And I feel like I learned that subconsciously, having a lot of female friends growing up, and I have like, most of my cousins are girls.
Dude, I vibe with that. 100%.
So like, I feel like having that kind of makes it easier to not be weird. And so like also that's like one of my main things whenever I'm bringing someone in to shoot. If I'm doing more like studio work, whatever, just shooting with someone, especially women, because in this industry there's a lot of creeps and a lot of people. There's photographers and there's dudes with cameras.
And there's a lot of people that
have
are
cameras.
Just dudes with cameras.
Exactly. And so like and also people don't understand that like once someone says something that's like kind of crazy about you in the like, if say you make a model uncomfortable, right? Now no one wants to work with you.
Yeah.
And it's like people will still do it if they don't know, but like it can get around, and I don't want to be on that side of it.
Yeah.
Because it's not the same thing as like, being it's like it's already hard enough. Like photographers are already kind of weird anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So like I don't want to contribute to that, and I do my best to not.
Dude, I mean, obviously there's something working because you've worked with some you're getting shots of some legends, man. Of some legends. And if legends are fucking with you, then that means that you're a stand-up guy. And on top of that, you're delivering the quality that's expected for these legends and their brands. So, dude, that's dope.
Yeah, man. I used to try to cater to whatever I saw was on whoever's page if I was gonna go and shoot with them, or whenever I was shooting content of them.
Yeah.
Like I remember when I went, like when I first got some pictures of Guap Dab. I went on his page when I was editing it. I was editing the picture and I was like, what will make him like this? I already like the picture and I'm pretty sure he's gonna like the picture. What will make him want to post this? Right? And so I was looking, I was like, what are some things that Paul, his guy, was doing that was cool, that he liked? And I was like, okay, so he likes a lot of greens. He likes the green tone. Okay, I'll make it a little bit like this. I'll really like saturate the skin tones and then make sure that like he's bright enough. And I did that and it worked. He ended up posting it.
Wow.
And then that was kind of that.
Isn't it a beautiful thing, being a creative and that moment that you did something right? The feeling, that rush of dopamine that hits us that we get so fucking addicted to, which is why we keep doing what we do. Isn't that such a good feeling?
It's a great feeling. It's a great feeling. I know when I did a good job.
Yeah, as it should be.
Like knowing I killed that, and it's like undeniable now, right? It's almost like it's like that at that moment where I was like, I hope people fuck with this. I hope people fuck with this. I hope people they do. Ah, yeah, now there it is. Yeah. There it is.
Because like, how many nights have you had looking at like, let's say, the same 7 images and just like color grading it and just being like, I don't know, and then you're just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna put it out, and then getting that validation of like, okay, I went with my gut feeling and it was dope.
I used to do that a lot, but I feel like that's one of the reasons why I'm good at getting it right quicker now. Because I've developed kind of a system.
Okay.
And Tor will do that for you.
Because you got to be quick with it.
You got to be fast. And I'm still not extremely fast, like Tor fast. I can do it, but it's like I'm not quite there yet. But
wow, what's Tor fast? If last year you did 79,000 photos, what is that?
I mean, if I'm doing only photos, I can get that done in 2 hours.
Okay, then, but this is a mixture with like
photo and video.
Man,
because when I do shows, if it's for an artist, like not Russ because he already has everything set up for him.
Yeah.
But anyone else that I work with, I'm doing board audio. I'm doing photo and video.
Dude, that's nuts. I mean, yeah, it seems like you're, I don't want to say jack of all trades. I feel like when people say jack of all trades, and because like jack's not the strongest card, but you seem like a king or like of all trades because you're doing video, photography, and you can fuck with sound too. Yeah,
because I was a musician first too.
What did you play?
I play guitar, oud, normal Filipino shit.
Nice, dude. Which one would you say you fuck with more, the guitar or oud?
Probably guitar. Because I was doing that. Like I was the literal guitar guy in high school.
You brought it around.
I brought it around because almost as like a counter thing, because one of my homies would bring his guitar to school because he was trying to serenade, get bitches.
And, dude, that's where it always starts out.
and then me, I just like playing guitar, and I was like, oh, we could do that. We could bring this here. Oh fuck yeah! I'm bringing this motherfucker to school, and I was bringing an acoustic guitar to school pretty much almost every day.
Dude, and do you still play?
Yeah, not as much, but I still play though.
Wow, that's so dope. I mean, like, I there's an incredible respect I have for musicians in general. I mean, I played the ukulele. Guitar was tough for me because transitioning from ukulele to guitar and that neck is so thick that I can't reach my fingers for certain chords.
Dude.
Oh,
hey, what do you mean by that, bro?
What do you mean by a thick neck? And I can't get my fingers around it. Nah, dude, it's like no wonder like what you do you love even more because you have a musical background too.
Yeah, because I've always wanted to play on. I remember when I was what was it? When was this? I was probably in like 8th grade and I was watching tour videos. Mm-hmm. That was like my shit.
Wow.
I remember being in 8th grade. The first set of tour videos I really ever watched, I'm pretty sure were the Fall Out Boy ones.
Nice.
I was watching Fall Out Boy ones on the Friends or Enemies YouTube channel. And I remember thinking to myself, this is fucking tight. This is what this looks like. Uh-huh. This is what traveling the world looks like. Playing shows and being with your friends. Like, that looks so cool.
Dude, and you're doing that. You get to do that.
Yeah, and it's like a full circle moment because I remember being in 8th grade thinking, like, that's type. How can I do it?
Yeah.
Right? And then I was like, and then I didn't, and I lost, and I just like kind of put that in the back. You know, I don't know what I'm about to do. And then started picking up guitar because, what do you call it? I took an interest in it because I was really, for some reason, I had this like moment where I was just really into like 80s rock. Cause like,
nice.
Yeah, because I remember it was like a Thanksgiving. It was a Thanksgiving back in like 2010. My uncle, oh no, my dad and my uncle were like telling me, he's like, oh, you should go and listen to some music in this, because he just got a new subwoofer and he had this new like sound system they got put in this like Shelby truck that he has, that he's had for hella long. But he just got a new system. And he's like, bro, like you should go in there and like, you know, just I never talked to my uncle like that, so go and see, you know, go and have this time together. And he ended up playing like a Guns N' Roses like Appetite for Destruction album.
Wow.
He didn't play the like Paradise City or like Sweet Child of Mine or something. He ended up playing Rocket Queen, which is like the like a deep cut song.
That's so cool. That, I mean, first of all, it's rare for like Filipinos like us to be introduced to 80s rock and to like have like a phase to listen to 80s rock.
Yeah, it was so it was such a like punch to like the face, because at that point I was listening to a mixture of like Fall Out Boy, Linkin Park, Usher.
Dude, that's a crazy rota.
Yeah, Usher, T-Pain, and there was a couple more, but I was listening to like and I was listening to and I had just like rediscovered like E40 at that time, because growing up, I went to elementary school on Springs Road, RIP Cave Elementary. But like I remember, like I was in there. People would pick up their kids and they'd be slapping like Mac Dre and smacking, like, you know what I'm saying, all sorts of shit like that. So I rediscovered like E40, and I was like, I remember this shit, and like this shit was tight. And then I get in the car to like listen to this 80s rock record, and it punched me in the face, and I felt something switch. I was like,
punch you in the face in the sense that like, oh, this is what I've been missing my entire life? Or...
No, it was like, it was new. It was new. It was like music that loud with like, it was like music that loud with subs that powerful. Wow. And like, the energy of that song, like if you ever listen to that song, it's one of the most insane songs ever, because it not only is it like 7 minutes long, but there's a journey. There's a break in the middle of the song where like they left it, so the story behind that song goes like, Axl Rose ended up fucking this girl in the vocal booth for like 30 straight minutes or something, and they put those sounds in an interlude in the middle of the song. They left it there. And then hearing how the song starts and you go into that and then it's like, bro, what is happening?
Dude, I have so many questions. I mean, like, did he know it was recording or was
he
like,
knew exactly what was happening?
Okay, it's not like he wanted some private time and his engineers were just like,
no. He said, they said, let that bitch go.
Wow.
Yeah.
And she knew. She was just like,
and
oh my
she
God,
knew.
this is going to be...
They were coked out. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it was.
That's some rock star shit. That is like the stereotypical, like what you hear about in movies and on the media rock star shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like when I have sex, it's in the privacy of my own home, and like it's with my fiance that I've been with for 10 years, and then like I'm like, it's one of those things where I say like, I'll go grab the towel when I'm done.
Yeah, no,
it's not rock star shit.
No. He was fucking this girl in a booth, probably like half the size of this room,
dude,
and in pitch black darkness with because they didn't have phones, so they were poor as shit, so they were writing the songs on the backs of pizza boxes.
Oh,
and so and I know that because I read the Slash book as a result. So like I read the autobiography, so I was like, he had first-hand account of what happened. And yeah, so like,
dude, that's nuts.
So then that whole thing started this creative musical journey. Mm-hmm. That one moment on like a Thanksgiving in like 2010 sent me on this path that I'm on now.
That's how it is. Real quick, I want to touch on that, but before we leave this, I want to think about the comedic hypothetical of like the band that booked the studio space right after that.
Oh man.
It's just like, what the fuck is that smell?
They probably knew what happened because everyone on every band was on the same type of time back then.
Oh, yeah, they were just like, it's my turn next to fuck a girl in the booth.
They did not give a fuck.
No.
Like if you look at any of the accounts of what it was like in LA for the rock scene during that moment, that's just another Wednesday. Yeah, that's what it was.
That's nuts, dude.
Yeah.
Anyway, not to return back to what you were saying, it's crazy how like one song of a different genre that is introduced to you later on in life could completely just give you, once again, that Jimmy Neutron brain blast.
Yeah.
And be like, what the fuck have I been missing? Because I grew up in Pittsburgh, Bay Point, and so like a lot of my cousins, we were slapping a whole bunch of like just Bay Area slaps, and so I grew up with like a lot of like E40. I grew up with like a lot of like Too Short. I grew up with like a lot of R&B, you know.
Yeah.
And then like the Filipino karaoke culture of my dad introducing me to like Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, and all that stuff. So it was either like oldies, hip hop, or R&B.
They had you singing My Way, didn't they?
Oh, dude, I still sing my mom's friends always ask me to sing My Way whenever I go to the spot, and they're all chilling there. But yes, that Filipino anthem. Anyway, my brother, he grew up on a different wavelength than the rest of my family, where he started listening to like a lot of like punk emo type shit. And so he introduced me to like Yellow Card, Dashboard Confessional, My Chemical Romance, and that fucking like flipped my mind around. Like there's just a whole other avenue of music that I've been missing out on, and like now it's just become this like hot pot of creative tastes that I have now.
Yeah, you know what's funny is like I found out about like pop punk and other stuff like that, not even because of Fall Out Boy. But because of some girl I was talking to, like at the time or whatever, and then she was just like, "I really like this," and then you know how you do. It's just like, "Oh, you like this? Yeah, I'm on that too."
Yeah, and you go home immediately, and you're like looking up their entire
LimeWire,
repertoire, dude. You were one of those kids that just gave your PC an STD.
Unfortunately, yeah. I remember one time. This is so fucked up. I remember I downloaded some off of LimeWire, and then I was looking. I forget what song I was looking for. I was looking for like a T-Pain song or something. It was probably like Bartender or whatever. This was back in like 08 or something like that. 09 maybe. I downloaded the shit, and I was like, "Why is this an MP4?" Or like, why is this an MOV or something like that? I open it, it's fucking porn.
Of course it is, man.
and like, I remember, like, I was like, why the fuck? I went here for a bartender and I got 2 girls, 1 cup. What is happening? And then like, there was one time where I downloaded a song and my computer shut off.
Of course, because it was trying to save itself.
Bro, I downloaded some and my computer shut off.
Dude, that was the dirtiest shit. Like, having LimeWire was just like, was worse than just like going raw dog on some random girl you didn't know. It was just like, it was so dirty. Yeah. Because my brother was doing that to the family PC to the point, dude, like if you're gonna, like he destroyed the computer with LimeWire before I could destroy it with a random porn site. So
right.
I'm glad you got music out of it and like I didn't get anything out of it.
It was after that moment I went to MP3 Rocket.
Oh shit! You leveled up.
Yeah, it was like $30 one time or something, and then you could download whatever.
Mm-hmm. What a time! I still have my first iPod Shuffle, and it doesn't shuffle anymore. I don't know why.
It's just an iPod.
It's just an iPod, and it only goes in alphabetical order. So if I want to listen to like a song that was like in the S or T's, I would just have to keep skipping until I got there.
Oh man, that's tragic. I had an iPod Nano that I used it was my first iPod ever. I got it in like 7th grade or something. Mm-hmm. And that held me down all the way through high school.
Wow. Like, when's the last time you like peeped at that?
Actually, recently, because I was curious. I was like, what was the last shit I put on here?
Dude, it's a time capsule. So, like, what was the last shit you put on there?
You Should Be Here by Kehlani.
Wow. Oh.
That was the last song I put on that motherfucker.
Holy shit. What did you upgrade to after that?
A phone. Because I had an iPhone, but I kept the music separate because at the time, iCloud wasn't like a thing. Mm-hmm. So it's like I had 4 gigabytes or something like that, and I had to make that motherfucker work.
You have to, man. Dude, technology back in the day was so much different than it is now. Like, I remember when I transitioned from like a regular flip phone to a Razor. And I was just like,
I never got the Razor. I got the Crazer.
What the fuck is a Crazer?
Bro, the Crazer is like the I don't know how to describe it other than like it's still made by Motorola, so it was still like legit, but it was the like little brother or something. It wasn't nearly as cool.
The Crazer wanted to be the Razor.
Yeah. It was hella small.
Oh,
like it was like, oh man, it was like pretty much the size of like a Snickers bar for real. It really wasn't that big.
Or don't tell me you were the guy that was just like, 1 second, I have to answer this call. Hello. Were you that guy?
No, I was not that guy. I was never that guy.
Did you ever get a sidekick?
Fuck no,
man. Because the people that had sidekicks back in the day,
they were the ones. They had. Don't let them have a charm off the side of it.
Yeah, they would just be dangling there. And these people were not listening to a word you were saying because they're too busy like texting whatever 6th grade girl they were texting or whatever.
Yeah, I never had a sidekick.
Yeah, man.
My family was like, why the fuck do you need that?
Why would you want that? You just stick to T9,
bro. Bro, it was. That phone was so crazy because that was when I was doing the thing where because I didn't know how to get songs on the phone. So what I would do is like what everyone else would do, I'd put that bitch hella close to the speaker and do a voice recording.
That's how it has to be. That's how it has to be. And the sound quality nowadays.
It was, and I remember thinking, I'm listening to my song. Mm-hmm. That shit was in like 10p. That shit was like the worst. It was like the worst quality ever.
Dude, it was so bad. The recording quality was so bad. I mean, it's crazy how far we've come with technology. Like, do you know anything about the Apple Vision Pros? Have you seen them?
I've seen them, and I'm like, I get it's tight. Like, the concept of it is tight.
Have you tried it?
No.
Neither have I.
I have not tried it, but the concept of it is tight. But I know people are going to pretty much use that for porn.
Whoa! Don't we already got VR though? You could just stick.
I'm telling you right now, bro. I'm telling you right now, like I've seen hella memes of people saying like this shit is gonna be used for porn for sure.
Oh, because someone could alter it with
someone was like, I just got the Apple Vision Pro or whatever, and he puts it on the table and it's hella the Kleenexes on the thing, and I was like, yeah, they're definitely gonna use that for porn.
My girl just showed me like this IG post of just like people using it in weird situations. Like there's two dudes like having dinner, but they both have it on. And I'm like, why would you have, like you're not even looking at each other at this point. Yeah. There's some dude on BART just like, I don't know. It looks like he's doing this with it on. It looks like he's playing with some nipples with it. Yeah, maybe he's watching porn.
And maybe he is.
Dude, anything happens on BART. So,
bro, BART is an interesting place. I'll never forget the first time I rode BART when I was like 16.
What happened?
I got the BART Experience Deluxe, bro. Like
lucky you,
bro. I remember. I don't remember what me and the homies were doing. I just have a snapshot of everything that happened on BART. It was like the longest 45 minutes to the city ever, because we got on El Cerrito del Norte, and then we was gonna get off on like 12th Street or something, and bro. From the second we get on there, it's just crackheads, and then
oh shit,
it was just crackheads. Like they were like fighting, like crackheads, like crackhead couples, like they fight, but they're fighting 24/7, but they never break up.
God,
it's like it was one of those things.
Wow.
And then I get on, so I get on, and then I get on with the homies, and we go and sit down. We find our spot, and then a group of turfers come like halfway through the thing. They come in, they start they start doing their shit, and I'm like, bro, what is happening?
Wow.
Like I had no concept of that shit like really happening when I was like 14.
When you were saying turfers, you mean like people that were
dancing? They were dancing. They would
be tutting and everything and like gliding. Oh my god! So you saw crack. What if the crackheads were also turfers? That'd be crazy.
I mean, hey, anything goes, bro.
I love that stereotype that you said of like those crackheads, those crackhead couples that always fight and never break up. I mean,
especially if they're like homeless crackhead couples.
Dude, I was back in high school. Like I looked older because I already had like a 5 o'clock shadow and whatnot. That I was able to like go to this spot on in downtown Vallejo to get like alcohol, right? And so I think the place was called Three Amigos. So
it probably was the corner store that's right next to Momo's.
Yep, I think it might be that.
It used to be a corner store, but now it's Elvia Sazon.
Yeah, I think it might be that one. So I remember I got some Four Locos from that spot.
That's crazy.
There was gonna be like a high school party, and so I was the guy.
Because you could go in there and not get carded, yeah.
Yeah, and they just like not give a shit because I looked 32 at the age of 16. And I remember,
I'll take one, please.
One for Loco, please. No, I remember, and I wasn't used to like the downtown Vallejo culture because I went to Benicia High School, so it's a little different. So when I was there, I remember I was putting my wallet away. And before I could put it away, there was this crackhead that walked up to me, and he was just like, "Yo, could I get $1?" And I was just like, "Yeah." And I gave him like maybe like a $5 bill because like that's all I had, and I was a nice guy. And I remember after I gave that to him, this crackhead like looked up to this like apartment that was like there in downtown Vallejo. He was just like, "Hey, yo, Tina, I got you $5, bitch. Here you go." And I was like, that was like my first experience with like a crackhead. And I'm like, and that fits that stereotype of like these two crackheads.
Yeah, no. The only reason why I know that is because at my dad's house down over, I guess it's Central Vallejo. It's like it's like near the like Church's Chicken and Cardenas and the Taco Bell and the U-Haul. It's like in that area, pretty much right by the Ville. Mm-hmm. And there were these two houses across the street from where he lives, and something happened. It got foreclosed or something like that. I guess like one of them was a trap house or something like that. They mowed it down. They destroyed it.
Oh wow!
And then to this day it's an empty lot. The second they did that, there was this homeless couple that pitched a tent in the corner of the lot. Like there's an alleyway, a chain link fence, and then this red fence. They were, and then this huge lot, and then there's a church right over here. They're in this corner. They pitched this tent, and all they did was fight all day and fuck all night.
Whoa.
That's all they did.
Whoa.
And they'd be like, "Bitch, I hate you. I hate you." And then then they walk away, but then they come right back and start fighting again. Dude, and it was like that for like 3-4 years.
Imagine a crackhead reality show. I mean, we out here like documenting like the Kardashians, but let's shift it to the other end of the spectrum. Yeah. You know, the life of crackheads would be like a mainy thing to watch on VH1. It'd be crazy.
Bro, I feel like that exists somewhere already. It has to.
Dude, there has to be like some sort of like crackhead documentary out there. I mean, like,
no, I mean, Sloth and Underbelly kind of is.
Yeah, dude, that shit's wild. Like anyone and everyone like in Skid Row, wild. Just like
yeah. I mean, I feel for some homeless people because like there's a lot of them where it's just unfortunate situations and unfortunate events, and I've talked to some homeless people before. Like I don't know how the fuck that happened, but I just started talking to them, and some of them are just like wrong place, wrong time, nowhere to go. Some of them are veterans, which is crazy.
That blows my mind.
Yeah, I remember downtown. I met a who knows, he could have been lying. I have no idea, but he was saying he was saying like, yeah, I'm a veteran or whatever. It's like I just got nowhere to go, so I just found solace in this group of other homeless people that are just like me. Yeah, dude. And I was like, oh shit, it shifted my perspective that day. I was like, damn, it is people that really then they just choose to stay homeless because they're just like, I can't even work. I'm in a wheelchair. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I can't even work. The government stopped giving me money, and it's just like I can't do nothing about it.
It kind of sucks. I mean, like it does shift your perspective, like when you talk to like and just see like where they've come from, because they're like backed into a corner where they just can't even function, and a lot of them are like have beautiful souls. They just can't do nothing about it, and it's dope that they find a community like often.
Yeah, and man, it sucks when like those are the people that get the short end of the stick when they're the ones that are getting told to get out of here.
Shit, dude, it does suck. I mean, like they can't do nothing about it. Like when I went to school in UC Davis. And I lived at these apartments, and to get to the Unitrans bus that would take me to class, in between there was this like same homeless guy that would be chilling there, and you know I'd always say what's up to him every time I would go there. And like it was to the point where you see this guy like 5 times a week. One day I just decided to like, oh, let me just like sit down and talk with you, because everyone says hi, everyone was nice to him, but like you don't ever see anyone like actually converse with him. Homeboy was a war veteran and whatnot, and he was so well spoken and so nice and smiled and was the type of guy that looked you in the eye when he would speak to you.
Yeah.
And I wanted to, I've given him money before and I've given him my food before, but I wanted to do something like, it was about to be winter time, and I was like, oh man, I got a whole bunch of clothes at my mom's spot that I could probably give this guy, and I remember like getting like a big old trash bag and just getting as much as I could, and I brought it to my apartment in Davis, and by that time he was gone, and like
damn,
dude, yeah, I don't know, and I was like just like a week too late, but I mean there's incredible stories with people if you just decide to like sit down and talk to them and listen to them.
Yeah, it's the same thing with like old people,
dude. Old people, some of them real grouchy, some of them real dope.
Yeah, I mean, there's no really in between.
No, that's it. Just one or the other. Yeah. What is your experience with old people like?
Being that me and my sister were born last in the entirety of our family of that generation. Like, we were born last, so everyone was older than us.
Oh shit!
And so like, my grandparents were the reason why most of the family made it from the Philippines anyway. And so like most of them were already in their like 60s by the time that I even was conscious.
Wow.
So most of the family parties, there was a couch where all of the elders would sit.
That's how it is, dude.
Yeah, there's like they had, it's almost like they had this unspoken, you're sitting here, you're sitting here, you're sitting here, and
They knew exactly.
They knew exactly where to sit every single time, and it never changed. And so like, I just grew up with old people, just around a lot. And a lot of my friends in elementary school, their parents were older. So it was like, I almost wasn't just conscious that they were older. I was just like looking at them as just, oh, they're people. You know what I'm saying? And so I would just find myself talking to them, and I'm like, damn, they're talking to me kind of a lot right now. and I guess I just was imparted a lot of elderly wisdom from as a sponge from a young age.
Yeah. That's dope that you were like a kid that was actually able to converse with like your elders like that. Did they speak Tagalog? Did they speak like
They spoke Tagalog.
Okay, but they spoke to you in English?
Yeah. Yeah, they spoke to me in English.
Because that's something that I wish that I had learned. There was a language barrier that I had with my elders, and I loved them so much, but there was a gap in our connection because of that language barrier, and I beat myself up often that I'm like, oh man, I should have like asked my parents to like really teach me the language when I was younger. Like,
yeah, my dad probably would have taught me, but he was so intent on assimilating when he got here, because when he got here was not a great time to be Asian.
When did he get here?
He got here 77.
Okay. And so what was did he faced a lot of like discrimination?
Yeah, not really discrimination, but he got bullied a lot.
Ah, shit.
He got, because he got here and was basically, he moved to Fairfield. Like, imagine going from the Philippines to Fairfield.
Wow, big difference.
Yeah, and he got here when he was like 14, and yeah, almost immediately was getting, because he went to school with practically all white kids.
Dude, that's rough to come here, like, because when you're 14, that means that you're like a freshman in high school.
Yeah, he went to Armio.
Wow, dude, and like that time in your life is so it's so indicative of like who you are, who you become socially, because like that's when we're all just like hormonal, pheromonal, and like emotional, because like we're teenagers. Yeah. I'm sure that must have like messed with him.
Oh, it for sure did, because like he almost he changed his last name when he got here, because he changed his last name when he got here. His name was Wilfredo Castañeda.
Oh, that's a beautiful name.
And yeah, now he changed it to Fred Hayes.
Fred Hayes?
Yeah,
from Wilfredo.
Yeah, Wilfredo Castañeda.
Dude, I mean, like, so he legally changed it, or
he legally changed it when he became a citizen.
Oh man, that's nuts.
Yeah,
because it was just like he wanted to assimilate that badly.
Yeah.
My parents came here. My dad came here in 1985, and my mom came here in 1980. But they're already like adults, so I mean, luckily they didn't face any racism like straight up to the face like that. They definitely get microaggressions all the time. Yeah. But I mean, like, have you dealt with like being a brown person? I mean, have you dealt with any like microaggressions or micro racism?
From both sides, actually.
Oh man, I would expand on that, please.
Because I'm not Filipino enough for the Filipinos, but I'm also not like American enough, or white enough to be accepted from that side either. Yeah. So like, all of my friends and stuff growing up were the black sheep of their family. So like, I'm the black sheep of my family, because no one does anything creative in my family. Wow. I'm the only one out of all of my cousins, all like 13, 14, 15, 16 of them, who I don't remember, I can't think of them off the top of my head. My family is full of professionals. Like my one of my uncles is an architect. Most of my aunties are nurses. Yeah. Like, my dad is a dental tech. His parents were dentists. So, and like, all the way up to like my sister now is gonna be a pharmacist, and my mom worked for the county.
Dude, I connect with you so much. It's like that. It's that Earl Sweatshirt quote from what the fuck was that song? Anyway, he says, too white for the black kids and too black for the white kids type thing. Because I understand that I also am not your conventional Filipino guy. I'm like I'm whitewashed. I'm definitely whitewashed. And so like my cousins would make fun of me for the way that I spoke, and I'm a little more like intact with my emotions, and I'm like a little more like a little more flamboyant. And so that would separate me from your average Filipino guy that lived in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
And then I moved to Benicia, and Benicia's predominantly white. And so I was already just kind of like too brown for the white kids over there too.
Yeah, and for me specifically though, like I just wasn't, why do I say this? I ended up making friends with pretty much every race there is, right? But they were all like different. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like they were all like different than the prototypical stereotype of whatever that race is.
Wow.
So like for the most, I didn't really have white friends, and I didn't like because every school I went to, there really weren't white kids.
You grew up in Vallejo?
I grew up born and raised here.
Okay.
Yeah, and yeah, I was basically growing up. All my friends were either Filipino, black, or Mexican.
Wow.
That was it.
And then there was the black sheep of those ethnicities.
Of those ethnicities.
And I think that's like where, I mean, being a misfit and connecting with misfits teaches you so much about individuality. Like it teaches you to kind of like, it's cool to be the different one. And then like look where that's brought us now, man. Like I've never met anyone like you. It's like it seems like it's so it's so cool. Tight. Did you have like a lot of insecurities in high school?
Not really. Okay. I wouldn't say I was insecure about anything. I was just more like I feel like I was just always a very constant individual.
Okay.
Where it was just like I've been through some shit and this and that, whatever, like everyone has. But I feel like I've just always been very constant. I feel like if I was insecure about anything, I was just insecure about where my place was in just life.
Okay.
Because like I was saying, I wasn't Filipino enough, but I also wasn't American enough, and I was just like in the middle of everything.
You're the type of guy that like if you had to fill out a form at the DMV and it came down to the race, what ethnicity, and you're like other.
Yeah, and it's like it was just weird because it just like even down to like the music taste and this and that. I was like, it was almost like hipster, but it wasn't hipster. It was just like, this is just me. Like I wasn't like, I hate everything except this thing because it's not what you guys want.
Yeah.
It was just like, what I liked and what I was just like in this weird middle ground where it wasn't like, I wasn't in a clique. Yeah. There wasn't a clique for me to be in. I was that person that kind of knew a couple of people in every circle, and if I wanted to go there, I could, but I had my main group of friends, but if I happened to be with these other people, I could hang, you know what I mean?
I think it really turned into like a beneficial thing, like when you when you have that kind of identity crisis and you don't belong, once again, being a misfit, because that promotes your individuality. Right, why categorize ourselves, right?
Yeah, I used to try to fit in the box. I used to want to be in the box so bad because that's just what I thought was cool.
I think we all did, dude.
Yeah, but then I stopped doing that because I was like, I don't care what they got going on.
Yeah, I mean, and it leaves after high school, and maybe like residual amounts of it sticks with you in like community college or shortly after high school, but like now that like we're older, like it doesn't matter, man.
Yeah, and I think that's probably, to circle this all the way back to the other questions, is like I think the thing that makes me different is that I don't do what other people do. Like I just kind of I like what I like, and I'm gonna stand on it pretty much.
Yeah. It's when I was talking about my photographer friend Christopher Perry. Like I asked him so what are some questions you want me to ask YEISEON? He said like, well, he wants me to ask you, how do you feel about people that do follow those trends? There are photographers, there are content creators that do follow particular trends. What are your thoughts on that? Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? Or is it somewhere in between?
I wouldn't say it's a bad thing because it depends. What do you want out of it? What do you want out of social media?
Yeah.
Do you want to just get a big following? And do you want to, you know what I'm saying? Do you just want to be popular? Do you want to just get money? Like what is your thing for it? You know what I mean? So like I would say that that it will water down the craft a little bit because everyone is chasing what's popular and everyone's stuff starts looking the same until somebody does something that's so fire that everyone now copies that.
Wow.
That's what Adrian Purr did for content creators. He came into the space like last year. He was like, I'm gonna post for 365 days straight, right, and do this stuff. So what he did was he studied what he wanted to study, and he used his background in making films already, and music videos and other stuff like that, and color grading and editing and all this other stuff. He used all that, put it together, and then created his template that now the entirety of Instagram is now using.
Wow.
So if you see the videos where it's like the yellow text over top of like a whatever with like a title, whatever the fuck is happening, and then like caption with like this specific like sans serif or like a serif font. That's because of him. And then the whole like film aesthetic that now everyone is just using. He started that.
Wow.
And I watch social media change as a result within the content creation space. So to answer the question, I don't think it's bad, but it takes someone who makes something so far that everyone wants to follow it. I wouldn't say that I'm one of those people because I'm going to do what I want to do regardless. And I'm going to just try to be the best version of whatever it is that I'm trying to do. It would be tight if I end up being one of those people, but yeah.
And I bet you there's hella people that look at your shit right now that are just kind of like, oh man, what's YEISEON doing? Like, oh, I see that.
I wonder because I'm really wondering. That might be a thing now because I have seen there's some photographers that follow me and that I've met before. They're using the caption template that I use from GC, where it's like the title, the body, where you say something, and then you put your gear.
Yeah. Ah, yes.
And then I'm seeing people using posting their gear, posting like what they used. I'm seeing a lot more of that now.
Wow. Just
from people immediately that follow me.
Wow.
I'm seeing that. And that wasn't like that before.
And it could be that. I mean, it could be, and there's some flattery with that because like it's the efficiency, it's the cleanliness that comes with having a template like that. So I mean, there must be a bunch of people, even aside from just the templates. There must be some people just like looking at like the covers you've done for like La Russell and just like studying your lighting, studying your color grading and whatnot. I mean, like, yeah, I'm a be influenced by that.
I'm sure that exists for sure. And what's crazy is I'm thinking about it now. I've done La Russell's last 6 covers.
And they look great. They look great, my friend.
Wait, hold on. That's sinking in right now. Because I did Hustlenomics, It's Different, Family Business.
Family Business, yeah.
That's in a row. I did I'm About to Fly also.
But that's the one from like
2021, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so from Hustlenomics to It's Different to Family Business to now
dude, that's an incredible thing. Like the art that you've done is like what pops up on like, you know, if someone's searching like La Russell Spotify and it's him like staring through the basketball hoop.
Yeah.
And you're like, that's me.
And I used to, I still be like, that's cool.
That
Like,
shit's dope.
It's crazy. And then, then Motion. So that can't. So after that, so Motion, the one with Link Up, and then now the Hit Boy project, I got that cover, and then the Mike G joint that's gonna come out.
Wow.
Sometime this year. That's 6 in a row.
Wow.
I have almost as many album covers as Taupe has projects with Russell.
Look at that, man.
That's crazy,
dude. Yeah, like you're. That's a great way to put it, because there's hella projects with Taupe, and
Taupe has like 10 or like 11.
Oh, with Russell?
Yeah, he has like 10.
That's so dope, man.
Yeah,
that's
between me and B Gigs, we have pretty much his entire catalog.
That's incredible, man. This is something that, like, when you grow old and you're telling your grandchildren, like, and they're like, "Grandpa, what'd you do?" And you're just like, this guy. Well, let me tell you this entire journey of when this guy was called Toda.
Right? No, for sure. The documentary's gonna be crazy, but yeah, I was actually at Russ's house, and he was telling me, he's like, "Bro, you know Tupac," and I was like, "I guess I do." He was like, and it's like. That and like I'll be able to tell people like, yeah, I pretty much know that he said that, and I was like, oh shit, that's actually kind of true.
I mean, you were there for his journey. You just told me the story downstairs about like you having to cash app Tessie $30 for this trip to go to LA for some shows, and like that is such a to be a part of that journry.
I have some
so cool,
man. I have some footage from that day. Because I was just vlogging. I had my camera out. So from that particular trip. That trip is is a moment in time, because I probably wouldn't be as good as I am now if I never took that trip.
Dude, there's like a lot of like catalytic moments in our life, man. And like those decisions that seem small in the moment can forever change the trajectory of what's to come. Bro, like and I'm discovering that as a 30-year-old, and I think it's so applicable for like creatives like yourself and like others. So, dude, congratulations on the motherfucking journey, man.
Oh man, it's still going, man. It's still going. I told you my schedule.
Yeah, your schedule is wild, bro. It's just kind of like, if I gotta get going, I'm on Russell's time. I'm on CRSB's time. It's nuts, man.
Yeah, and like I think Adrian damn near called me earlier. He actually.
You gotta call someone back?
No. He was someone pretty much someone texted me some. Gino just texted me something crazy, but yeah. So, but anyways, yeah. Adrian did text me about the cover. He's like, he has a couple of changes he wants me to do, because like outside of the rest of his covers, I've done a couple of other ones too. Mm-hmm. I've done like a few of LOE Gino's covers, a lot of them actually.
Dude, shout out to Gino. Gino's
that's my dog,
talented motherfucker. Oh, you guys you guys dropped that visual for what's that single that Cujo was just in?
Oh, Brandon Green.
Yeah, incredible, my friend.
Oh man, thank you.
That shit was directed so well. It's so.
I pulled up with no plan. most of the videos that I've done are usually like there's planning. There's like a loose idea. But sometimes there's no plan at all. And dude, that was one of those times where there was a plan. There was no plan.
You created beauty with that, man. And once again, thank you for immortalizing and storytelling like all these moments that artists, when they get old and they tell their grandchildren, like, hey, look at this thing. Oh, man, this looks so dope. Who shot it? Who color graded this, Grandpa?
Yeah, right. No, the kids are not going to ask that. They're not about to ask who color graded this.
No, kids are going to be...
That's such an advanced question.
Let me look up color grading on my Apple Vision Pro real quick.
Right.
Shit like that. Dude, I don't know if you were warned about what we do at the end of these episodes, but...
I mean, I've watched a couple of them, so I'm pretty sure what we about to do, like an improv or something.
We're going to do an improv scene at the... At the very end of the episodes, that's what happens. So,
fire.
Have you ever done improv before?
No.
No? Well, you about to do it today, man. So the way that this goes is that It could be about anything and everything having to do with the conversations that we had in today's episode, or it doesn't have to do with it at all. No pressure. That's why this podcast is also called "It Can't Be That Bad," because
it really can't be,
dude. It's just off the top of the dome. It's super fun. It's super silly. Then we just throw it away. Yeah.
Yeah. Before we do this, because this podcast was about bad movies, right?
Yeah.
Is there a bad movie that you've seen recently that you want to defend real quick?
Oh, I love this. Thank you for asking me this question, and thank you for knowing that the podcast used to be about bad movies. That's tough. I'm trying to think of movies that I've even seen recently that were really... You got something in mind that you want to defend?
Nothing that I want to defend, but I have seen some pretty terrible movies though.
List them, and maybe I could defend one of them.
An older movie, but it's not like, I wouldn't say it's bad, but it's a horror movie.
Ooh,
but,
those are always can be bad. Yeah.
Yeah. What was it? The Nun.
I haven't seen it, but some people really like it.
Yeah, I just thought it wasn't done well.
In terms of what, storytelling?
Because I might be thinking of the wrong movie, but the Nun, but like you don't actually ever see the actual nun until like the end of the movie, and it's badly CGI'd.
Dude.
And then so I'm just like, what?
I hate that.
It falls so flat when you don't see nothing. Like The Boy was another one where like,
oh, okay,
where you thought it was a spirit, but it was actually a 40-year-old dude on the spectrum in the walls. Like, what?
That's a pretty okay, I could defend that just a little bit. Crazy twist. Acting was it had Homegirl from The Walking Dead, Maggie from The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
The boy was a doll, right? That moved around on its own.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a pretty original twist. I thought I'm very attracted to that actress, so my answer might be biased. Well, yeah, that's a good movie.
No, but you gotta call your wife. I love you very much.
There's nothing happening here. She's a movie star, and I'm not. I think. I watched one of the Final Destinations recently.
Oh, was that? And how would you defend it?
It was like it was the Final Destination that was supposed to be in 3D.
Oh, okay.
How would I defend it? I think they tie it together. They tie it together with the first one, so it comes full circle. Which was a nice. If you're a fan of the franchise, it's a nice little like tip of the hat. Man, I've been here since the beginning, and I will defend that. Yeah, that's it. I guess I got freaked out when I wasn't watching it with 3D glasses, but I guess it did make me jump when some shit would come at my face. Yeah, so yeah.
Okay, yeah,
that's
cool.
all, and that's how I defend bad movies. Sometimes.
He defended it by saying it was just like, I enjoyed it,
dude, and that's why I don't like to do it anymore, because some of these bad movies, I'm just like, how the fuck
do you?
How am I gonna defend Velocipaster? You know,
bro, how you gonna defend like another Sharknado?
Dude, how am I gonna defend Human Centipede?
Man, that one was kind of crazy.
I've never seen it.
The first one was like, bro, this is fucked up, and then the fact that there's like 4 of them is like, okay.
Oh, people fell for it again.
Yeah, okay.
There's another centipede. Crazy, dude.
Yeah.
I wonder what's gonna happen this one.
Yeah, right. I wonder how this one's gonna go.
Basically, all you could guess is like who's gonna be at the head of the centipede and who's gonna be at the tail of the centipede.
Yeah.
And that's about it. All right, you ready to do this thing?
Yeah, let's do it.
Hell yeah. Without further ado, baddies, it can't be that bad. Let me just put some applause in here. All right, next. Hi. So we have it's pronounced YEISEON?
Yeah, I'm surprised you actually got that one, because people don't actually get it right first try.
Oh wow! Well, you know, I've been working here at this hospital.
Okay.
It's not it's not a Kaiser Permanente.
What is it?
It's a Wilsey Wood temporary.
Wilsey Wood. We're in Vacaville right now.
Yeah, so Wilsey Wood, they got enough funding for from their school that they were able to open up a private hospital.
Wow.
Off the premises. So
that's some white people shit.
It says, yeah, I mean, it's that's what my shirt says. It says white people shit. It's a uniform here.
Oh, okay.
So it says that you needed some extra cash and that you were willing to join this experimental project, or that you were willing to, you're a healthy young male that you wanted to help science is what it is.
Oh, okay. I don't remember signing up for this. What did I sign up for?
Well, all right, if you'll follow me to the back real quick.
I don't like where this is going.
All right. We have there's a bell on this door. So, are you familiar with the film Human Centipede?
Yeah.
Well, it's nothing like that. I'm sorry.
Okay, thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God I would have been gone.
But it's very similar.
Oh, shit.
I would say. So, the success rate of your survival is going to be 30%.
Yeah, I'm not doing this.
However, you will get paid in cash, $15,000.
$15,000 and I have a 30% chance of living, bro. No.
Okay, then I guess that's just like not gonna happen. Cut to next week. YEISEON goes into a Kaiser Permanente.
That's not happening. Oh, Kaiser now. Okay.
Okay. All right. Next, number 37.
Okay, 37. Yeah.
Hi, YEISEON.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay, did I get that
you
right?
got that. You got that right too. That's crazy. The dude, a couple of weeks ago, actually got it right too.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's incredible. It says that you are here on this list to donate your kidney. Is this correct?
To who?
Well, what's crazy is that you'd be donating your kidney to Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh, okay, for sure.
Yeah, it's wild. He had like a kidney failure here in Vallejo.
Here in Vallejo is crazy. Also, I don't know. I feel like I'm not a woman or nothing, but I feel like I'm a little too old to give him. Ooh. I'm not 25.
I just read the asterisk here. He says he wants the kidney of a 23-year-old blonde woman. So actually, we can't be.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I can't do that.
All right, sounds good. Cut to Cut to what the fuck's another hospital, bro? what?
Sutter.
Cut to Sutter Health. All right, number 48. Number 48. Is that you?
Yeah. I guess
Hi,
so.
you seeing?
No.
I'm fucking with you. It's YEISEON.
Yeah,
I know.
You got it. People must be paying attention because a lot of people have been getting it recently.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I know Jacob from Wilsey Wood. I know Samantha from Vallejo Kaiser.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, we've been what this is that we just kind of like we fuck with your photos, man.
Oh wow. So I'm okay, cool, yeah.
Yeah,
Love
but that's completely irrelevant from why we have you here. So it looks we need your testicles. Because Samuel L. Jackson has testicle failure, and they said that.
That's crazy. You can donate testicles and it works still?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what his future kids might look like if you were to donate your testicles to Samuel L. Jackson, but it might change a few things.
Is it money involved? Because I don't think I'm just going to give my shit to him.
I think you'd get a lead role in the next Shaft.
Yeah, no.
Okay, then that's okay.
I couldn't be Shaft. I could not be in that at all.
Cut to the set of Shaft 4. Yo, what's up, motherfucker? It's me, Samuel L. Jackson. I know you.
Do you?
Yeah, I was supposed to get your balls.
Man, I couldn't do that to you, bro.
That's fine. It was actually a social test. I didn't actually need no balls. I wanted to see if you was man enough to stand on your own 2 feet and be like, nah, I ain't gonna give my balls to Samuel L. Jackson. And guess what? You did.
Fire. Thank you, Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah. So because of that, I'm gonna give you a role in this movie. How would you like to?
I don't know. I don't know if I could play in this movie, but do you need help on crew? Because I don't know if I could be in this movie.
Yeah, actually, we're gonna need you because Yeah, I just had half my team leave because they don't want to be on the set of Shaft 4.
Damn.
And yeah, scene.
Fire.
Dude, that's improv, man.
Yeah.
Thank you for just rolling with it.
Man, I mean, I'd be doing that. I'd just be doing shit for real.
You just be doing shit for real. I fucking love that, dude. Well, thank you for doing this podcast, man.
Yeah, I appreciate you for having me. First one ever.
Dude, first one ever, and it was a good one.
You think so?
Yeah, man. I had a good time getting to know you.
Man.
Did you have a good time?
Yeah, it was cool. I enjoy it.
Hell yeah, man. And I hope you do more podcasts, or I hope you come back in the future and talk your shit, man.
Man, appreciate that. Yeah. Hopefully there's going to be a lot more to talk about because before even telling you all the shit down, when we were telling you all the shit downstairs about all the shit that's going on, all the shit that I actually did, I was like, damn, I did kind of do a lot. Yeah. And I was just like, damn, I have me thinking I didn't do anything, but I was like,
pat yourself on the back.
Yeah.
You know, Cujo told me on his podcast that like one of the hardest things is believing in ourselves. And so like a lot of that has to do with like our own self-talk. And you got to be, you know, without getting too cocky, which I never think you would ever be because you seem dope, is that like, you know, you're more than good enough, man. Like, you've done a lot. When I said that you popped off and you're like, not yet, I'm like, well, then what does popping off look like? And how long till I get there? So you're doing it, man.
Man, I appreciate that. I mean, I feel like no matter what, I'm always just supposed to be a student, you know? Because the second you feel like you're at the top is when you get humbled.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, unless, you know what I'm saying, there's also moments where, yeah, I did all the work to be here, and then you can, you know, stand firmly on that. Yeah. And that's the point that I'm trying to get to, because I want the work to be so undeniable, the body of work to be so undeniable that if I ever wanted to really, you know what I'm saying, like hold my nuts and say no, I did this shit, right? Then it's like, yeah, you for sure did. You are that guy. And I think that's the point, like I said, I'm trying to get to.
Yeah, yeah. And that's a beautiful thing, dude. I think from just talking to you for a little while and you saying stuff like, I want to make sure before I do this this project, this live session with this group of people, everything has to be prepared and set because you want the utmost quality.
Yeah, I want to be able to do it enough to where I can streamline it.
Yeah.
Because that's how you show real mastery of it, is when you can take this really expansive thing, right, and condense it to what is actually needed, so that way you speed the process up, you get the most for your time and other people's time. You know what I mean? Because that's one commodity that we're never going to get back.
Yeah.
And that's something that I respect a lot for anyone that I work with. And I don't always deliver on being very on time because I got ADHD like a motherfucker. So I'll be like, here. But yeah, you know, just try to be in 1% better every day.
Yeah. And you're doing it, man. You're doing it. And like you said, usually when people think they're at the top, that's when they get humbled. But how could we ever be at the top if we're always climbing, you know?
Yeah. I mean, you can take breaks. There's you know, stair steps and stuff, you know, because once you're at the top of one level, you're at the bottom of the next one.
Oh, man. You're exactly right. This is why I like having people like you on, man, because it reminds me every day that, I mean, we're working towards similar goals, and all roads lead to Rome, man. It's fucking dope. I appreciate you. Before we get out of here, look into the barrel of the camera. Tell people where they can find you, like plug yourself and whatnot.
Man, you can find me on Instagram at J.Castae on Instagram and TikTok. That's pretty much it. I don't really promote myself on Twitter because I like that just to be clean for jokes.
Nice.
Like not for me to be making the jokes, but for me to be like, just to take a break from the other stuff. Like that's my playground where I just like, oh, that's funny. That's funny. You know what I mean?
Love that. That's where you take. That's your break from climbing the mountain.
Yeah, it's just
Twitter.
Yep, it's Twitter.
And one more thing, as you look into the barrel of the camera, still.
Oh shit.
Leave the listeners, leave the baddies. That's why I call the listeners.
Okay.
Leave them with a piece of advice, a phrase, a saying, something that they could go about their day with, and remind them that it can't be that bad.
That it can't be that bad. Every day's a new day.
Hell yeah. Dude, thanks for coming through. I deeply appreciate you. This was a good conversation. I'm glad I got to know you. Baddies, you guys know where to find me. You guys know where to find the podcast because you're already here. So thank you. Appreciate you. Love you. And we'll see you next time. Bye.
Peace.
Can't be that bad, oh, it 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 can't be that bad.